Everyone remembers the first time they met Van Dyke Parks. I signed to Warner Brothers through a man called Lenny Warnaker, who's quite a legend in himself, and he produced song cycles for Van Dyke Parks. And I expressed to him how I was a really big fan because I was obsessed about the strings for Diorama when I first heard that record by Silverchair, which was a massive record for me. I was about 12 years old when I first heard it. Silverchair was my first concert. And so we just had a dinner, you know, Lenny and me and Van Dyke Parks, and it was just so much fun. They just sat there talking all about stories, you know, times they'd had with people like Elvis Presley and then, you know, Grace Kelly and all of these incredible stories, and I was just this fly on the wall just taking it all in. But what was even more beautiful is Van Dyke was really interested in what I, you know, did as well.
He told me that Kimbra knew every note that I've ever written. And in fact, I must admit that's true. She's a brilliant musician. She's totally fleet on her feet. She's very inventive, and familiar enough to know that the things that I would ask her to do are impossible, but she would do them.
I think what binds Daniel Johns, myself, and Van Dyke is maybe our love of experimentation and theatre. You know, we all love that idea of songs having twists and turns and moments that make you go, ooh, that's uncomfortable, all of that discord, and then this resolve into a Disney-like kind of, you know, I think of it more in a visual sense of what my music represents, and maybe that's a link between us three. And so whether that is in a rock setting or an electronic or even metal or whatever, it's not so much the genre that I'm concerned with, it's more the execution of it. Hearing Diorama for the first time, this kind of grungy rock band, but that had these incredible strings and songs that went for 7 minutes long and took you on such a journey was so exciting to me because it was pushing the boundaries of what that genre kind of meant to me, you know?
I became interested in unserious music, and I became very serious about unserious music in 1963. That was the year that Bob Dylan came out with his first album called The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan. That was the year that the Beach Boys were invented. That was the year that the Rolling Stones came out with 12 by 5, their first record. 1963 was a sea change in music, and what I felt at that time was that pop music had one component that really signified a change of my view about what serious music was. Serious music would be pop.
A fascinating thing about being part of the Gautier collaboration in the last few years has kind of changed my perception of what makes a great pop song. I think I can be sure that a conviction is quite important, you know, something that connects with people, and that's certainly all of my favourite pop songs have been ones that have had that kind of directness about them. Of course, you know, a satisfying form and structure, all of these things that, you know, kind of tick the boxes in what people want to hear, movements. My favourite pop songs are still the ones that can surprise me though.
It can be the most portable piece of cultural goods. It's more portable than an oil painting, certainly, or statuary. A song doesn't take any heavy lifting, it doesn't take any lifting at all. All it has to do is remain in the heart. When someone leaves a room, if they can remember the melody, they can be transported by feelings.
The beauty of Van Dyke is he's so happy for us to reinterpret these songs and embrace the evolution of them being seen through, you know, artists from a younger generation. And I think that's actually what makes this show particularly special.